Well, hello, Sarah. Welcome to WG Content's Unscripted. It's so nice to have you.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Yes, it's so good to see you again. So, Sarah is the SVP of Marketing for IKS Health, and we've known each other for a number of years. But I think probably the most important and cool thing is that she was awarded what the most favorite dinner guest at Sway or something, or like it's like
Yes.
an acclaimed award. Tell me what that award was exactly, because I think it was awarded to you in the morning that I had to leave, but I saw
Yes.
it and I was like, yeah, of course Sarah got that.
Yes. I'm not sure where this award came from. I did fill out my award selections for
Okay.
Sway this year, and I don't even remember seeing that. But
I didn't either, but I loved that
it was
award
like the
category.
most fun dinner guest.
Most
And the
fun.
funny thing about that is I immediately texted my family group chat and they were saying, wait a minute, you're not the most fun dinner guest. So
And
I
you're looking
don't
at your kids going, well, you've never been on a business dinner with me, so I'm
right.
professionally the most fun dinner guest.
And maybe not even completely professionally, because I think of the Sway community as
Yeah,
kind of an extended family because
for
I've been
sure.
part of Sway for so long.
Yeah,
And I've seen a lot of these folks grow up in their careers and get
yeah,
married and have children.
yeah,
I would think my coworkers may
yeah,
also not think I'm a super fun dinner guest. Maybe, maybe not, because I'm a
yeah,
little more guarded in those
yeah,
situations
yeah,
because you have to be. So I would love to understand anyone that did select me. Why did you say this? I think it has something to do with I always like to start a conversation that takes people off guard a little bit
hmm hmm
and kind of makes them dig a little bit deep, probably like your
yeah,
unscripted
yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
just gets them to think a little bit differently. And
yeah.
so maybe that's where it comes from. Or the fact that I always want to leave dinner and go to karaoke and we'll always get on stage. It could
Yeah.
be that too.
Well, all of those things for sure. And I feel like you are very deserving of it. And you're right about that Sway community. I think it's a very special group of people. And I think we've really developed a lot of friendships across that group. So, all right, well, let's get into our questions and get to know you better. So these
Great.
you're typically asking the fun questions, and I'll get to ask you a few. All right,
Sounds
if you
good.
could swap jobs with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Ooh, if I could swap jobs with anybody for one day. Well, my mom is retired now,
Okay.
but when I was little, she was a labor and delivery nurse.
Okay.
And I thought, how amazing to
hmm
be at that moment in a
Yeah.
family's life.
Yes.
I learned as I grew up a little bit more, and she eventually left and went into more case management style nursing. I learned that there are down parts to that too,
hmm
but
Sure, of course.
our kids are grown, and
hmm
babies are just an amazing thing to me. My niece just had a baby, and
hmm
so I'm kind of like starting to rethink about babies, and so
Yeah,
being in labor and delivery would be really
I
fun.
love that answer.
Nurses
Yeah,
are, shout out to all the nurses there, but
absolutely.
they
Yeah.
do a lot of the hard work.
Yeah, the nurses and those moms having those babies, but that
Yes.
is like what a special, and to think that that nurses in that profession, or even, of course, certainly the doctors, like they get to do that every single day, and have be a part of
Yeah.
those miracles all the time.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What hobby do you wish you had more time for? I know you don't have a lot of time. You're a very busy person, especially right
It's
now.
yes. That's funny you asked that because my husband and I are in this new era of life where
Mhm.
our youngest of three graduated high school last year.
Okay.
And she's away at a ballet program this summer. And so we're at home by ourselves now saying, well, what do we do for fun? I will
hmm
say I've recently dived into songwriting, and
Oh,
I wrote my first original song, and have performed it twice. It's worship focused and for my church. But with that, I realized with songwriting, I'm a piano player,
okay.
and so we have a baby grand piano that I got for my eighth grade graduation from my parents. It's still in our house. And so if I'm writing a song and I'm trying to think about the harmonic environment of the
Yeah.
sound, I go sit at the piano, but it's not always convenient. And so my next thing I want to try is guitar, because I
Okay.
think taking a guitar, um, it's quieter. I can do it when I'm up in the morning and no one else is up. I
Yeah.
can't really play the piano right now because we have
Yeah.
wood floors and it resonates
Yeah.
throughout the house. But I think that songwriting combined with learning how to play the guitar is kind of what I wish I had more time for.
Wow. And so when you say you wrote the song and you've performed it, do you sing? Or
Yes,
oh,
of course.
okay, so
Our
you're
whole
playing
our
the
whole
piano, you're
family.
writing the song, you're singing the song,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
is there a way for people to hear it? I mean, do you publish it anywhere or is it really more of a private thing for you?
Sure. So I haven't recorded it yet. I'm looking at how to do that best. So our entire family we are all musicians, all five of
Okay.
us. My husband does it professionally and he builds instruments and plays instruments and
Wow.
teaches. And I played piano and was a singer growing up doing it, but I never wanted to do it professionally.
Okay.
All three children were required to take an instrument and all three of them sing. And so we're kind of like the Von Bennight family
Mm-hmm.
singers. So when we get together during COVID, it's kind of a silly story. We used to sing madrigals together,
I love it.
totally nerding out here. But
Yeah.
we like singing together. And so I'm trying to figure out, can I get my middle child, who's the greatest singer in our
Mhm.
family, can I get her home from Colorado where she attends school to record with my son who plays bass and guitar and with a few other of my friends who support it? And can we make a recording? Because I wrote the song for my mom and dad. It's about charity and kind of loving as God teaches us all to love everybody out there.
Yeah.
And that posture of just love for everybody and care for everybody. So I
Yeah.
wrote it for my mom and dad because I believe they modeled that to our family better than anyone I've ever seen that, where they're feeding the homeless, they're taking care of people who've lost everything in a flood or something like that. And so I want my mom to have that kind of as
That's
something she can go back and reference and listen to, not necessarily because I want any kind of fame or
sure.
anything from it. I really wrote it just because there was a need with a certain service that we do in church that they didn't really have a great modern song that
Yeah.
addressed that subject. And so I was like, well, I was going to take a stab at it
Yeah.
and joined a songwriting workshop. I'm trying to do song too, but it is, I mean, it's writing and you're a writer. So
Well,
it's
I'm
more,
not one of the writers, but I understand what it takes to be one
but
of
you
those
understand
writers. Yeah.
it's and then like with worship music, you have to be accurate and you have to be, there's tempos and there's rhythms and there's
Sarah,
some
this
chords.
is like amazing that you're doing this. I mean, I am so impressed. I mean, it is incredible. I hope
It's,
that somewhere, somehow, someplace, we get to see this from you. Like, whether it's
yeah,
through a recording or it's in person or whatever, it's just
sure. Maybe
amazing.
I'll
So,
write something for Sway and we can talk
yes.
John into singing it with me or something sometime.
Oh my gosh. And so your kids have the talent, you grew up with it, and your parents sound amazing. Do you have a bunch of siblings? Like tell me about your family as a whole. Where'd you guys grow up? How
Sure.
many siblings?
Yeah. Yeah. So I grew up in a family, and my mom and dad always wanted a ton of children. My mom and dad experienced a lot of fertility issues when I was young, with early pregnancy loss. And it must have been really hard for her delivering babies, right, every day. And
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of came in between several of those losses where they were like, you're not going to carry a
Mm-hmm.
baby to term. And then she did. She got to prove them wrong. And so it was truly amazing. And they were able to adopt
Okay.
from a family that was unmarried, a mother that was unmarried, and she was very young. And I was about 2.5 years old.
Okay.
And they adopted this sweet little baby boy. His name's Brendan. And he came into our lives, and I was raised like no different. Like adoption was just part of the family.
Yeah.
Um, so I grew up with somebody that didn't quite look like me. And it was kind of weird because when we were growing up, we were so close in age. And once he got taller than me, people would be like, is he your boyfriend?
Oh.
That was my brother. But unfortunately, and one of the reasons I'm 100% dedicated to healthcare in my career is he acquired aplastic anemia when he was about 25 years old. And he passed away because the only treatment at the time was a matched sibling donor.
Oh boy.
And obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't provide that for him, which was a really hard turning point of
Mm-hmm.
my rocking my world, not being able to do that
Abs-
for my little brother.
Yeah.
But so he passed away in 2003, And so right now it's just me,
Okay.
and my mom. My dad passed away in 2021. And
Hmm.
so he after a long battle with multiple types of cancer.
Hmm.
And so it's just us from that side. And then my husband, we have three wonderful kids, age 19 to 26, two girls and a boy. And then my husband is the oldest of three.
Hmm.
And so we have a big family on the Bennight side, and they live up in Oklahoma. I mentioned my
Okay.
niece just had baby
Yeah.
number two, a little
Yeah.
girl. So we've got lots of babies. And what's funny is my maiden name's Peterson, and
Okay.
they call us the Screaming Swedes. My grandfather was one of 10. And
Wow.
so my family used to be the loud, boisterous,
Sure.
crazy
Yeah.
family. But now it's my husband's family, and they were very quiet. Like when we
Yeah.
first met, we would just sit around the table and,
Yeah.
we'd be like, "So how's
Yeah.
it going, Sarah?" And my house is like screaming and
Yeah.
chaos. But the wonderful thing that came from my brother is he was married and he had two children.
Mm.
And so I still get to every day be in a world with his beautiful children.
Oh,
So he has a
that's
daughter that's right around my oldest son's age. So they were born 8 weeks apart and they grew up
okay.
very close together. And then their son is, oh gosh, soon to be 25. I mean, these kids are growing up right in
Isn't
front of our
that
faces.
weird? I know. It's so
So
wild.
we have a really big family, but I think besides the Benai side with all the littles in the family, when you have 25s and 22, you're looking at weddings and
Hmm.
stuff like that, but it's harder to get all the family together.
Hmm.
So, I think one of the things that brings me the greatest joy is when my three kids and my husband and I are all under one roof, especially with my mom, because they just make me laugh. They're like little adults now, and they have
I
these
know.
jokes and they have all these secrets from their childhood. And they talk about like that one time that we did XYZ, and I don't even remember it.
I know.
So
It's so crazy.
that's
Yeah.
like I think that's the fun part about having
Hmm.
adult children
Hmm.
is you open up this new world and you're not with them all the time
Hmm.
anymore. But I
Hmm.
think you really lean in and appreciate the time you do have even more,
Hmm.
and it becomes even more
Hmm.
um, meaningful,
Yeah.
and you just kind of bask in it. I just sit there and I'm just smiling, listening to them be
Yeah.
silly and laugh and
Yeah.
play games with each other.
Yeah. Are they geographically close? Wait, no, you said one is
Well,
not.
so Emma is in Colorado State.
That's right.
She's
Yeah.
entering her junior year as a zoology major. And Izzy, she does mostly live at home with us, but she's a professional ballerina. So she's off all the time. She's out, she's performing. She's in Oklahoma City right now. Her ballet company that she's a part of next fall is going to travel,
Wow.
maybe to Europe, maybe beyond Europe. And so she's has her home base here just because it's
Okay.
just more cost effective and the
Yeah.
company's located in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
But she's rarely home. And then
Yeah.
our oldest he's off on his own. He's an AI programmer.
Yeah.
He graduated from OU, and yeah, so he's in the Dallas area. So
Okay.
he and Izzy are still close, but Emma comes in maybe once or twice a year for Thanksgiving and Christmas, maybe spring break,
Yeah.
but she's doing summer school this year, so it's a little
Yeah.
different than normal.
Yeah, that relationship with adult kids is super fun. I just got back from a vacation with mine are 21 and 23.
Oh,
And so just, yeah, it's like, and then they remember things from their childhood, like you were saying, and you're like, I don't remember that at all. So I guess you and I were just like, you're just trying to get by, right? You're
yes.
like, that's what we're doing. And they're like absorbing everything and they remember it.
It's
And it's
it's
so
funny
funny.
you say that because they keep teasing me because they know it gets to me, and they're like, "Remember when our parents ruined our lives when we
Yeah.
moved in 2016?" And I was just like, we like bought our dream house in 2016.
Yeah.
You each had your own bedrooms, your own bathrooms, and why
Yeah.
I didn't realize like the younger ones had to move schools. They had to
Yeah.
get a new, you know what I mean? So like you
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
and you knew that at the time. And then they're like, I'm just kidding, it didn't ruin my life. And just we're just
Yeah.
messing with you, mom. And
Yeah.
they kind of develop their own little personalities where
Yeah.
they are just sarcastic as I
I
am. And I have to
know.
be prepared for that.
And they're like your favorite people to be around, right? Like that's like my
100%.
favorite
Yeah.
people are my kids and just spending time
Yes.
with them. So, well,
Absolutely.
that's
And my
very cool.
husband.
Yeah, I love those. That's great.
But
And
I see him a lot more. So it's a little
is
different.
mom still nearby? Is she local or?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
mom's still here in Dallas, and because it's me and her with the original nuclear family, I feel very much responsibility to just be here and make sure she's okay. I know she has four grandchildren, 5 grandchildren that are right here in the Dallas area that could absolutely take care of her and would in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I just want to be close to her and cherish the time that we
Yeah.
have together. And especially since my dad has been
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah.
just making sure she's okay, that she's
Yeah.
medically taken care of, and
Yeah.
also just the grandchildren
Yeah.
really appreciate having grandma close.
That's so, I love that they have that relationship. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, this will be your last question because we're already at time. If your closest friends described you in 3 words, what would they say?
Oh,
I gave you kind of a hard one on your last one. That is a hard one.
3 words. Um,
Or we could just say like,
Spontaneous would be the first one.
oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Creative. Yeah.
Yeah. They hate that I don't like planning ahead very much, but if you call me the day of and say, let's go to dinner, I'm almost always in. Um, Anti-camping. That's a big one. Big one.
Spontaneous, but not when it comes to
Not
camping.
when it comes to camping.
Yeah.
Unless there's hot running water
Yeah.
and flushable toilets. It's a
Yeah.
hard line. Um, I I would say fun. Like I
Yeah.
was always the one spontaneously dancing, spontaneously singing, getting
Mhm.
us into trouble. Probably
Mhm.
not as much anymore, but I'm always looking to have a fun time. And
You can never get, that's never going to go away.
yeah, we're the
No.
friend that has the pool.
Okay.
So, we have the pool. So I would hope
Yeah.
that they would say that. And maybe that's
Yeah.
why I won the award.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
just
absolutely. I mean, clearly you're making an impression that you are, a fun, engaging, interesting, curious person. And so I think that matches with those three
sure.
words. Yeah. Well, it's been so fun chatting with you and getting to know you better. I really enjoy getting to know about your family and your mom, and the songwriting is something that we're going to have to follow up on because that's a pretty
Yeah.
cool thing that you're doing. And I think we're going to need to learn more about that. So I'm
Anytime,
sure, see
anytime.
you soon. I hope I get to see you soon. Are you planning to join any conferences later this year? Or I know you've got a ton going on there.
Yes, I don't have any mapped out just at
Yeah.
this time, but we are in as you know, a massive
Mm.
planning phase, and we're in the middle of a few acquisitions as well. And
Yeah.
so anything goes probably in the near
Yeah.
future.
Well, if I'm coming your way, we're going to dinner because I got to test
Yes.
this best dinner guest theory. We'll have to
Oh no,
do it.
no pressure.
All right. Well, thanks again so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. Bye.